Morning, Kat.
Morning, Sarah.
My name's Sarah. I'm Tax Director here at Thompson Wright. Kat's one of my senior tax managers. Yesterday, obviously, the Chancellor did his summer statement, his plan for jobs, which Kat and I just want to have a bit of a chat about, talk about some of the things that we thought were a little bit interesting and things that might help our clients with their businesses. So, as I say, he called it his plan for jobs, Kat.
He did, for 2020.
So he's talking about supporting jobs, creating jobs and protecting jobs. So obviously a lot of people are very worried about the jobs at the moment, so that sounds like the reason he's doing that. So let's talk about the most exciting bit probably, which obviously you've already done a webinar about the furlough scheme.
Yes, obviously a term I've come to use quite a lot in my daily conversations.
Never knew the word before, did
No.
we? We didn't use the word before, and now we're going to get a bonus if we keep people on. So yeah, quite good. £1,000 per employee.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we are waiting for finer details to be announced on this. Obviously, there'll be more guidance. However, he has confirmed some of the details.
Yes, I think people have got to be paid at least £520 a month for November, December, January. Obviously, still employed to the end of January. Had a valid claim, so that means that obviously if HMRC have looked at your claim, they've said it's valid. And yeah, they need the RTI data to go in January, so you can make a claim in February, so some money coming probably after Christmas for businesses.
Be a nice boost to businesses at that point.
I think he's costed it out, hasn't he?
He has. £9.4 billion he thinks it's going to cost. So
9.4 billion, that's quite a lot of money.
He's expecting a lot of people to utilise this, I think, and hopefully preserve a lot of jobs.
Yeah, and I think that's the idea, was that people weren't just put on furlough with the intent and then got rid of, because he did confirm furlough will come to an end at the end of October. So I don't think he wanted people to suddenly get rid of a lot of people. So that's why he
wants employers to bring their staff back now off furlough and get them back into work. Hopefully this will help.
So obviously under his heading of supporting jobs, this is a bit of support for an employer who's brought somebody back. Absolutely. It might be useful if people have had to buy PPE or things like that to keep people socially distanced. So a really good plan. And then he's kickstart. He wants to kickstart.
Kickstart scheme, as he calls it. And what this is aimed at 16 to 24-year-olds. If you can create a new job for them, you've got to employ them for a minimum of 25 hours a week, at least national minimum wage. And if you do that, the government are going to cover their wage bill for the first 6 months of their employment. Wow. Obviously, plus overhead, so employers' national insurance and auto-enrolment costs.
Again, I think we're waiting for some details, but it seems to be aimed at people who've been claiming universal credit and are at risk of being deemed as long-term unemployed. He obviously doesn't want the economy to stall and young people to come out of education and not be able to get jobs because of the situation we're in after Corona. And then his last point, so that's going to cost about $2 billion. Absolutely. And then he's spending another $1.6 billion on training and apprenticeships and things like that.
Yeah, so he's looking at paying grants to employers for taking on apprentices, which I know they do already. However, there was going to be additional grants for young apprentices at £2,000 and over 25s at £1,500. So
really good. So yeah, definitely a time for businesses to be thinking about possibly what new trainees they need and how they can bring them into the business while the government are going to give us some help. So that was supporting jobs, and now he wants to create jobs, and that's all about infrastructure, I think.
It was, yeah. So with the infrastructure, the government's plan is to create tens of thousands of jobs by bringing forward work on 8.8 billion of new infrastructure, decarbonisation and maintenance projects.
I think we're going to be sitting in some roadworks come September, because they're obviously going to bring things like that forward and get council spending money, which is great because it gets things done, gets things looking better.
Going to create jobs as well, which is the main aim here.
And then the more exciting one, I think, especially for yourself, because you're a landlord and obviously got your properties, are these green vouchers. So what do you know about them?
Absolutely. So with the green vouchers, these will apply to homeowners and landlords. So specifically landlords is the key here. And landlords have had a bad press at the moment. So, getting back into helping them out a bit. The government are going to pay up to 2/3 of the cost of replacing old inefficient boilers or double glazing, installing insulation, replacing low energy lighting, stuff like that. So anything to make the home green, that's what they're going to cover the cost towards. This will be by way of vouchers, but also for low-income households, they're going to pay up to £10,000, which is really good, and the government will pay 100% of that cost.
So again, I think this is something that we're going to hear a lot more about in the next few months, isn't it? And what applies as a low-income household. But again, obviously, he's trying to get us all to save money on our bills so that we'll go out and spend some money.
His plan for the economy is to recover by making things greener.
Yeah. And then the last bit then obviously was protecting jobs, and he seems with his protecting jobs to have concentrated on sort of hospitality
Yes.
and things like that, doesn't he? So big one obviously is the VAT cut, so VAT going down to 5% from next week, 15th of July, till the 12th of January, which is a funny date, but I'm guessing because he wants us all to go out over Christmas and use things. Money. And again, I think what we talked about probably aimed a little bit at the 6 weeks holidays and children.
Yes, so they did specifically announce for cinemas and tourist attractions,
theme parks, and then I think it's non-alcoholic drinks and
food and accommodation also as well.
So obviously any food where you would pay VAT, so that's sort of like takeaways and things, isn't it? Because the other thing he announced was Eat Out to Help Out. Now this is for eating in restaurants, isn't it? So it's for cafes and restaurants and pubs where you eat in.
Absolutely, specifically on a Monday to a Wednesday, so there is, set days that you can go.
Yeah, it's a little bit,
not every day of the week.
Bit me and cat meals, isn't it? And he's picked obviously the days that places tend to be a bit quieter. So it's 50% of your meal up to £10 a head, including children.
Yes, which is a good one, because most of the time children are excluded from these deals, but that's nice to hear.
So no one will be cooking
not Monday to Wednesday.
Unfortunately, again, only non-alcoholic drinks. So he has obviously got something against us going out on a school night, Cat. He doesn't want us drinking gin on a school night.
That's a no.
But yeah, so really exciting that we can all go out. And again, this is just for the month of August, so we think very much aimed at parents trying to keep children entertained.
We have had a couple of clients ask already if their businesses are going to be eligible for this. So the key is Monday you can register to see if your business is eligible. So go online, look for the link and find out if you can be eligible for this.
He specifically mentioned cafes, restaurants and pubs where you eat in. Obviously it's not for takeaways. But yeah, so get registered, because obviously then people can start marketing and saying that they're going to be, because for an individual, for us, it's unlimited. We can go and do this as many times as we want.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, absolutely. So
yeah, really, really clever. And then his last one on protecting jobs was the stamp duty land tax.
It was. So what he's done there is the usual stamp duty land tax threshold is 125,000.
Yeah.
He's now increased this to 500,000.
Wow, so £500,000 house.
He has. At that rate, you pay 0%.
Wow.
Bear in mind, he didn't mention the 3% higher rate stamp duty that you pay on additional properties that you own. So unfortunately, that rate's still going to apply. But if you're looking at buying a new main home, you can up to £500,000 spend and pay no stamp duty.
And even if you're buying a second home, you would only pay the 3% up to £500,000. So if you're buying a holiday or home or something like that, this might be the time to do that. To do that, because
you will have a saving there from what you would have paid originally. Now this rate increase applies from 8th of July, which was yesterday,
starting straight away,
31st of March 2021. So definitely get thinking if you're looking at buying somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's because they've said a lot of people have been stuck at home, and probably people are starting to think about moving house. So
absolutely.
Obviously,
well, he announced in May that the housing market sales dropped by 50%. So that's quite a big drop. He wants to boost the housing market back up again. So these are some of the things he's announced.
So we thought that was quite interesting, some of the things that he's talked about. We are getting questions from clients, which obviously we'll answer.
We will be sending out email updates as well, but if you've got any questions, get in touch with us on the usual emails or phone numbers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things, as we've said, there's details still to come. But as we get updates, obviously we'll be sending those emails out to clients. So thanks very much, Kat.
Yes, thanks Sarah for your time.